I told Rose you was coming and get in 12 to 12:30.
Room and tell me we all in bed.
Michael O'Brien.
But you said he saw one of us dead.
News is next, and then at 11 o'clock, Stand in the Gap. With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. As the voice of President Vladimir Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, who says that rocket attack at a train station in Kramatorsk amounts to yet another war crime by the Russian forces. As Greg Clarkson reports, the White House welcomes this week's vote by the United Nations to suspend Russia from the Human Rights Council.
Following accusations that Vladimir Putin's troops committed war crimes in Ukraine, the UN stripped Russia of its Human Rights Council membership. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki described the vote as significant.
It's the most serious action available. It's only been applied once in history. This is only the second time in history that a country has been kicked out of the UN Human Rights Council.
The U.S. ambassador to the UN called it an historic moment, saying it sends a strong message that the suffering of victims and survivors will not be ignored. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Kentucky Democratic governor has vetoed a GOP-backed measure to ban abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy.
The measure would also regulate the dispensing of abortion pills. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear issued the veto on Friday. Governor Beshear raised doubts about the bill's constitutionality. He also criticized the measure for not including exceptions for pregnancies caused by sexual assault or incest.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Republicans say the liberal mainstream media is losing ratings because American viewers can't stand the content they provide. Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton tells the Salem Radio Network that CNN's ratings will stay low.
CNN is now down to employees and blood relatives. They just launched their streaming service, which is Jeff Zucker's parting gift at CNN. I don't know why they thought someone would want to pay extra for more content that no one watches on basic cable.
Senator Tom Cotton, and this is SRN News. Michael Harrington reports on a case of he said, she said.
A federal judge has tossed out a lawsuit in which the Girl Scouts claim the Boy Scouts are creating market confusion and damaging their recruitment efforts by opening their doors to transgender children. Manhattan Judge Alvin Hellerstein stated, quote, the Girl Scouts complaint is based on create market confusion while fear for their competitive position as part of the gender Scout. In fact, Girl Scouts also accept transgender kids. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
NCAA President Mark Emmert is being investigated whether the governing body of college sports will take action against states with bar males from competing against females.
Hey, we on our way, bro.
States that host championship events to, quote, explain how it is that they're going to make sure that the participant in that sport will be allowed to do so in a non-discriminatory way. This is SRN News. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin has signed a bill regulating explicit content in schools.
A bill requiring Virginia schools to notify parents if their children are assigned books or other materials with sexually explicit content was among more than 100 measures Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin signed into law this week. In a statement Friday, Youngkin held up the measure as part of an effort to fulfill a campaign pledge to empower parents' involvement in their children's education. Youngkin faces an action deadline next week for measures passed during this year's regular session of the General Assembly. Keith Peters reporting.
A former Florida prep school official who took students' college entrance exams for bribes has been sentenced to 4 months in prison. The judge also sentenced Mark Riddell to 2 years of supervised release after his time behind bars. The sentence is what prosecutors had recommended. Riddell's lawyers also judged for 1 to 2 months behind bars. More details at SRNnews.com.
The multiple four-coverings WEAC at Hope 94.5 HD2 weather forecast is a showery one this afternoon. Showers popping up in between breaks of sun, a high of 55. Cloudy low 36 tonight. Still a chance of a shower later tomorrow, breezy and cool, partly sunny 52. A little milder Monday, building clouds with showers high 59. Partly sunny 71 Tuesday, showers back in Wednesday, high 67. This is Bill Degger for WDAC.
Thank you, Bill. We have 46 degrees in Lancaster, 44 44 in Newark, 46 in Harrisburg, 48 in North Carolina. WDAC and WDAC HD Lancaster, 94.5. The voice of live worship from Calvary Church in Lancaster. Sunday mornings beginning at 11. It's 11 o'clock, and Stand in the Gap Weekend is sponsored by the American Pastors Network. The 2022 midterm election season has already begun with candidates hot on the campaign trail. Pollsters and pundits are polling and predicting like they always do, and fundraising is at a fever pitch as politicians and first-timers approach the final stretch before the election. Hello, I'm Sam Rohr, and perhaps you've attended some rallies for local or state candidates and came away wondering just exactly what they stood for other than being opposed to the other guy. Well, while the issues always create a predictable divide,
Yeah, I'm